Hello again from my front porch. I want to tell you about something I did last night. Something I haven't done since high school. And this was at a whole different level. And don't worry, it was nothing illegal. And it's okay if my parents know about it. I went to an audition last night. Now, it was not an audition for a local community theater thing. It was not an audition for a band thing. It was one of those general cattle call auditions. Talent agency comes to town, talent scout, and people of various types, acting, modeling, singing, voice acting. I feel like I'm missing something else in there. But anyway, you could go in, you could, show them what you got. And they'll tell you whether you have a shot. And I know. I can already hear people, the skeptics, going, "Whoa, hold on, Paul. No. These things are scams. These people, they prey on suckers to come in, and you go in and they tell everybody that they're good, and just give us all this money and we'll make you a star." That's a, trust me, I'm aware of that. And in fact, I am as, if not more, skeptical than you are about this. But hold with me on this story. So, this opportunity came up in my social media. I saw it being advertised that this agency was going to be coming to town and they were going to be doing this audition process, and you signed up and you go. And so I thought, no big deal. But as social media does these days, you see an ad for something and it haunts you. It follows you. Now, in this case, I didn't even click on it. I didn't say anything out loud about it. I just thought, it's interest. But then I kept seeing it. It kept showing up, and I just, after a while, I kind of felt like, well, I'll click on it and see what it is. So I clicked on it, see what it was, and sure enough, it was free to go, and it looked like it was going to be low pressure. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to do this. Why? Because old me would have never done it. See, old me liked plays, liked theater, I enjoy acting. I just wasn't a very good actor. Why? Because I was too reserved. I was too withdrawn. And some of you are saying, "What, Paul? You withdrawn? I just don't see it." Trust me. The Paul you see today is a very much different person than the Paul I was for most of my life to this point. You see, I struggled with self-doubt. I struggled with self-confidence, with self-image. I honestly felt that I was inferior to pretty much everybody else around me. And as a result, it made it difficult for me to ever want to pursue a dream kind of thing, because what's even the point? There's going to be 100 people there who are 10 times more talented than me. I don't even stand a chance. Why set myself up for that level of disappointment? Kind of like George and Marty McFly in Back to the Future. Their attitudes about that kind of thing. And so this came up, and I thought, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to go. I'm going to do it so that I can say I've done it. Now, before I ever left the house, I said to myself, I am not paying these people any money. I am not. If I show up and they tell me, "Welcome, glad to have you here," or "Give us $200," I'll be like, "Later, I'm out the door. Bye-bye." And I honestly went expecting it to be a sham. I expected it to be some really smarmy, scammy, feeling like you're in a room full of used car salesmen kind of thing. And that's what I was bracing myself for. That being said, I want to give a really positive shout out to the organization that did the audition. It's named ARTS, which stands for Applause Rising Talent Showcase. And specifically Brooke Smith, who was the talent scout leading the event last night, said she's been doing it for about 15 years. And she herself had done some commercials and some modeling work and things like that in the past, and so she had some insight from the inside of the industry, and she shared a lot of stuff with us before the audition process began. It was informative, and it was I love a good story, and so I enjoyed hearing her story and hearing her progression through that industry. And then it came time to do the auditions, and she did give us a yoga breathing exercise that I thought, well, this is worth the price of admission right here. And for those of you who've done yoga, you're well aware of this, I'm sure. But apparently, there's this nerve that runs from the back of your head down to that little tailbone thing that we have down on the lower backside there, and it's called the vagus nerve, Vegus, I believe, not like the city, but something different. And if you do the inhale, exhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth, and you do that 3 times, apparently when you're doing that, your lungs are massaging that vagus nerve. And that vagus nerve is what ties in with that whole fight or flight response that we have. So when we get nervous, we get anxious, we get wound up about something, that's part of the mechanism that's triggering everything. And so you do this breathing exercise, and it can help you calm yourself, to bring yourself a bit under control. And so she taught us that just before we launched into it. And I got to tell you, I thought, no matter what else happens tonight, that's good stuff right there. I like that. Thank you, Brooke. So anyway, it was time for the auditions, and what they had us do was they had everybody read some lines from an old commercial. They had half a dozen, maybe 10 different ones to choose from. And then if you were there to dance, you would do a little dance. If you were there to sing, you'd sing some of your song. Whatever the case may be, like that. And then they also took some headshot things she did with her phone. They asked for no money at all. In fact, they were very upfront too. Brooke was very upfront. She said there are no guarantees in that industry. That no matter how good she might think we are, she doesn't get to hire us. And there are no guarantees as to what opportunities would or would not open up for you. And she pointed out that if you are dealing with anybody who does say things like, oh, I can promise you this is going to happen, blah, blah, they're a liar. Those people are going to scam you, because they can't there are people who get cast to be in something, and right before shooting begins, that part gets cut or that scene gets cut. And so there's no guarantee what you're going to have. And so I appreciated that. I did admire that she was honest and straightforward in that way. But anyway, so people got up and did their things. A lot of the people were there. There were probably about 25 of us there. Not a huge crowd, but it was kind of icky weather too, so I wasn't overly surprised. But there were a lot of people there who I think were really nervous, which I don't fault them for. Me, Paul, 10, 15, 20 years ago, had I gone to do this then, I would have been very nervous too. But I wasn't last night. And it wasn't just the breathing exercise. It was because I wasn't there. I wasn't there to get selected. I wasn't there to get discovered. I was there to prove to myself that I could do this. And so with that in mind, the only person I was there for was Paul. And you know what? He's a pretty okay guy. He had my back. So anyway, I got up to do mine, and I did a segment I did Ben and Jerry's commercial, and I'm gonna read it for you. I feel like I'm slobbering, or I say Ben and Jerry's is like Pavlov's dog. I start, ice cream. But I'm gonna read this for you here. Now, I did not I did not use these last night at the audition. Their copy had bigger text. I didn't need to. But so now if you want the full effect, close your eyes and just listen to my reading of this. Ben & Jerry's organic ice cream is loaded with all the stuff you love and then some. The key is in the certified organic ingredients. They're cultivated in environmentally sustainable ways in cooperation with nature. All this and a euphoric taste that's certifiably Ben & Jerry's. Okay, so that was my, you can open your eyes now. that was my reading. It was pretty close to how I did it last night. I don't know that it's ever identical in the same way twice. But during the reading itself, Brooke was looking and was a little caught was in. Now, others who've gone before me had struggled in various ways with their commercial blurbs. Now, some of them, to their credit, had tried to memorize the dialogue and then got up there trying to do it from memory and stumbled and with that. But it said in the instructions memorization was not required, so I was like, I'm not playing that game. I'm gonna just get the words right, and so that's what I did. And so I may have been the first person of the night that made it through the paragraph without stumbling and incorporated a significant amount of vocal inflection, voice acting, and so it's not surprising that I may have stood out in that way, because when I got done, she asked me if I had done radio work. And I said, no, I haven't. I didn't tell her I do this, a little video blog. That's but she said, well, because I mean, yeah, I could totally hear you doing voiceover work, doing some radio work. She said, I could see you doing that. And I pulled out the old joke. Oh, so you're saying because I have a face made for radio? Is that what you're saying? And she's like, what? Oh, no, that's not what it is. It's okay, it's a joke. And we laughed. But so then I also marked down that I wanted to sing. And of course I did a monkey song. I did the beginning of Daydream Believer. Oh, I could hide 'neath the wings of the bluebird as it sings. The 6 o'clock alarm would never ring, but it rings and I rise, wipe the sleep out of my eyes. My shaving razor's cold and it stings. Cheer up, sleepy Jean. Oh, what can it mean to a daydream believer and a homecoming queen? Now, that was it. You only supposed to do about a minute, so I stopped. The singing, it was okay. I mean, both of them were okay. But I mean, that as a singer, I would not go very far because I'm solid. I think I'm solid. I can hold note. I can convey some emotion. I can carry a tune pretty well. But it's serviceable. It's not. Yeah, it's not stand. If I did that, what I just did, if I did that on The Voice, for example, no chairs would turn around. It's not something that makes people go, "Woo, listen to that voice." So that's. Somebody said I should have sang the national anthem. Maybe, I don't know. But again, I wasn't there to get discovered. I was there to prove to myself that I could get up and I could audition. I could do this. And I went through. I got through it fine. And they were very gracious as I was leaving. And they gave me this little pamphlet on the way out that talks about what would happen next. Now, you didn't find out last night if you got a call back. You get an email last night or today saying if you get a call back. And if you got a call back, they did this one in Iowa last night, and then they were doing one in Omaha tonight. And but the day before, they were in some other state near Michigan. Did she say? No, not Michigan. Minnesota, maybe. Anyway, but this callback thing, if you got a callback, whoever got callback from any of these locations would then all be asked to go to Omaha this Saturday. So yesterday's Thursday, today's Friday, tomorrow. And so that was how that was going to work. Now, I left there feeling pretty good. I had done a good job. But also not expecting to get a call back. First of all, because I'm old. Pretty much everybody else in the room was a lot younger than I was. But also because, again, what I did was okay. It wasn't outstanding, but it was okay. And I would imagine that what these people are wanting to devote their time to would be people that they go, that's a star right there. That person, they're gonna go places. And I didn't feel like I made that kind of an impression. Well, last night just before I went to bed, I get an email from Brooke saying, congratulations, you have a callback. So I was like, oh, okay, well, that's really awesome. So then I start actually paying attention to the information they gave me because I had kind of blown it off. I didn't really even look at it, at the time. And it talks about you would go to this callback. I don't know why I blanked. You go to this callback and they're going to do some other stuff, talk about some things, maybe do some additional auditioning. I don't know. And they were also going to talk about this showcase event that they do, where the showcase event, they bring in representatives from major agencies, from talent events. I think she said something about people from cruise lines or people that produce commercials and just all kinds of folks there. Plus coaches that would be on hand to coach you to how to do whatever it is you're wanting to do more effectively and better. And it all sounds great. It sounds cool, there is a part of me. It's like, that'd be kind of fun to pursue. However, remember, I did not do this because I wanted to pursue a career in entertainment. I did this to prove to myself that I could do the audition. That's why I did that, and so I have to keep that focus in mind. Because going to the event, not this event in Omaha, but the showcase event. That'd be in July in Orlando, and the cost to participate is almost $2,300. Now, and it's not that the $2,300 is a bad, because people are like, there's the money, that's where they're going to con you. If they've got all the people there that they're saying they have there, and they're renting this facility and ballroom and stuff at this hotel in Orlando, Florida, I can see why they would need to charge that much per person to cover all the expenses of the event and still make a little money, of course. So I know how expensive stuff is in Orlando, and so I don't think that's necessarily an outrageous price tag to ask people to do. If you're wanting to pursue it as your career, if you're wanting to make that level of investment in going forward with the industry, and so I thought about it, and I thought, I just don't feel that. I'm flattered to get the call back. Let's pretend that not everybody gets a call back. I don't know if they do or not, but I'm pretending they do not, because then I'm flattered. But let's pretend that everybody doesn't get a call back, because then not only did I achieve the goal of proving Paul today can do this, but also I was noticeable. I was callbackable. But regardless, I sent Brooke an email earlier today declining the invitation to be in Omaha tomorrow, citing that I was not going to be able to go anyway to the event in Orlando, and I didn't want to waste their time, take up a spot that might be used for somebody else. Now, she did reply to that, and she did say, I'm not taking up somebody else's spot. The offer is directly for me, and if I can't make it to Orlando, they'll have another one, I forget where it was in the email, but there'll be another one coming up in December somewhere else. I don't remember where it was. But and so I could still go to Omaha tomorrow, go discuss all the stuff there, and then go to showcase in December down in wherever it's at. And again, I don't know. It just I feel like I've accomplished what I needed to accomplish for Paul, and I learned a great breathing exercise. And so I think for right now, I'm good. I can say I did it, and at least Brooke seemed to like what I did. Hey, I did it. I got a call back, and now I think I'm going to retire from the industry while I'm on top. No, seriously, I want to extend my sincere gratitude to Brooke Smith and to the folks at Arts because you folks were wonderful. You made it a very pleasant, fun, memorable experience. All of my interactions have been very positive. There's been no hard sell. There's been no pressure, nothing. Just at least the appearance of genuine interest and support in helping people pursue a talent that they want to pursue. And if that is genuinely who these people are, then I wish them all the success in the world, because that's great. That's awesome. And who knows? Maybe down the road, something will change and my view will change, and I'll be like, you know what? Because last night, Brooke asked me to introduce myself, my name, my age, and why I was there, what I wanted out of the night. And I said, my name is Paul Smith. I'm 55 years old, and I'm here because you're never too late to try. Who knows? Maybe I'll get a little farther down that never too late to try path sometime in the near future. Time will tell. But until then, I'll see y'all next time from my front porch.